The path I walk after being born is one only I can walk. No one can go for me, and I can't turn back. So I must hold on to Buddha's enlightened light and, after death, walk the path I wish to go toward the Yonghwa world. That's the message. That's what Gong Thought Gong Sasong is. Got it? And no one else can give a person Buddha's enlightened light. That's why Maitreya Buddha came to the Saha world. Also, in Christianity these days, if you look at the Bible, there's something called a sword. This sword appears in the Bible, but what is it? The sword is a cubit. Hard to understand, right? Cubit refers to a precious energy that only I possess. Listen carefully. When we speak, our words must have an answer at the end. Words with no answer at the end are lies. Isn't that right? That's why, when students read their textbooks, the answers are inside. That's why they study through the book. A book with no answers isn't a real textbook. It's the same here. So then, what is this sword? Listen carefully. The sword is said to be 144,000 cubits. In English, cubits. What that means, I possess a sword of that magnitude. So even if it's not Buddha's enlightened light, it means you possess divine energy in your body. Put simply, no matter what evil nuclear weapon may exist in the world, one who possesses that sword will not die. Understand? That leads us to the concept of power. So what is that power? They say that during the time of Jesus, when Jesus was alive, there were about 500 disciples who had authority, and those who had authority had a sword. But in Buddhism, there is no such thing. So if you interpret it in terms of the times, Christianity is a step above Buddhism. Regardless of who said it, that phrase appears in the Bible. But believers don't know how to interpret it, they can't interpret it. There's not a single person who can. But I can see it clearly at a glance. So when I used to lecture to Christian groups or pastors, and I said that, people would be amazed. But in Buddhism, that doesn't exist. However, if you look closely, what they wrote is actually referring to what I call Buddha's enlightened light, just in a very lacking and incomplete way. Got it? But they say that it was given by God. And if it was given by God, then it's a few steps above Buddhism. When interpreted through modern science, it stands a few steps higher than Buddhism. So Buddhism came to the world first. Christianity hasn't been in our country for very long, only about 200 to 300 years. But it has exponentially surpassed Buddhism. With so many people attending church and believing in Godhead tells us there's some modern content in it. Buddhism is too old-fashioned. Do you understand? That's what I'm saying. Then, is it the sword given by God? But God cannot give it. Why? Because light must arise interdependently through giving and receiving. Without that exchange, light cannot enter. That's the point. So when the sun sets, we can't see the sunlight, we can't receive it. That's why I talk about the number of light days. The light day refers to how long a plant receives sunlight. Depending on that, it grows or doesn't grow, and bears fruit accordingly. So if a bean needs to receive 100 hours of sunlight to mature, and it only receives 50, it won't ripen, it will just remain as a bean and then vanish. If you plant it, it won't sprout, because it didn't get enough light days. You get it? But for humans, the light of God must be inserted artificially. Why? Because with beans, humans plant them in the soil artificially so they sprout. But when a human dies, who can artificially give them light? No one can. The dead can't receive Buddha's enlightened light. So even a bean must receive Buddha's enlightened light while alive to develop into a proper bean so that when planted, it can sprout. But if it doesn't receive that light, it's useless as a bean. Even if you plant it, it won't sprout. It's the same with people. Human beings are not connected to life just through sunlight. For people, Buddha's enlightened light must be inserted into the body artificially. If it's not inserted, the body has no enlightened light, so the astral body within me cannot stay alive. When breath stops, the astral body is destined to disappear with it. Understand? So the idea that if someone dies, and you beat the wooden gong, chant, and call on Shakyamuni, they'll be reborn, that's a lie. They can't come back. Even when interpreted scientifically, People in developed countries understand what I say well, but only Koreans couldn't understand my words well. That's what I'm saying. That shows that Korea still has a long way to go before becoming a developed country. When people can listen, understand, and say, that's absolutely right, that's when Korea can become a developed nation. But if people can't even grasp the meaning of words, how can they reach that level? Think about it. Am I right? It's certain. So, there's no need to consider advanced countries. I tell you, when a person speaks, one must understand the words right away for that person to be able to go towards enlightenment. If you're cloth-eared, how can you gain enlightenment? Even if told, you can't understand. That's why uniquely Maitreya Buddha, the Messiah alone, came to the world with Buddha's enlightened light from his body. That's the point. Then, the very fact that he came to our country, isn't that happiness?
(56억 7천만 년) 후 미륵 부처님께서 오신다. 이것은 사실인가 아니면 조작된 낭설인가? 조회수 1억 회를 돌파한 한국 불교의 기념비적 법문의 탄생. 안양 수리산 용화사 용화미륵대불 특별 법문 125부. 만물의 기본 원리 공사상. 생명의 모태 광명의 빛. 살아있음의 증거 연기법. 사후세계의 진실 윤회와 환생. 수천 년간 왜곡되어 전파된 기존 불법에 모순된 깨우침. 그 뒤틀린 이치를 바로잡다. 안양 수리산 용화사 용화미륵대불 특별 법문 125부. 지금 바로 확인하세요.
우주 만물의 법칙, 공사상. 공사상의 창시자, 용화미륵부처님의 가르침. 깨우친 부처는 몸에서 빛이 나오시며 광명의 빛으로 중생을 구제하신다. 만물을 창조하는 태양의 빛이 광명의 빛이며 인간이 환생하게 할 수 있는 것은 오직 깨우친 부처님의 광명의 빛이다. 살아계신 부처님의 광명의 빛, 그것이 곧 공사상이다. 수계를 받는다는 것은 광명의 빛, 즉 공사상을 내 몸 안에 품는 것이다. 죽음 이후 윤회는 없고 단지 모든 것은 소멸될 뿐이다. 깨우친 부처님의 광명의 빛으로 수계를 받으면 죽은 뒤에도 용화 세계를 볼 수 있는 눈을 갖게 된다. 천도와 수계는 깨우친 부처님의 광명의 빛을 통해서만 가능하다. 죽어서 천도받지 말고 살아있을 때 수계를 받아라. 보고, 듣고, 확인할 수 있는 것만을 믿고 따르라. 죽은 것은 연기할 수 없고 오직 살아있는 것만이 연기할 수 있다. 금을 인위적으로 만들 수 없듯이 부처는 처음부터 부처로 오는 것이지 기도나 참선으로 중생이 부처가 될 수는 없다. 단 수계받은 자는 광명의 빛을 받아 생불이 될 수 있다. 이 모든 공사상은 용화미륵부처님에 의해 창조되었다. 하늘과 땅, 바다와 산처럼 생명과 창조의 근원이며 한계가 없는 영원 불멸의 진리, 공사상. 용화미륵부처님의 공사상을 매주 일요일 안양 수리산 용화사에서 직접 보고 듣고 만나보십시오.
예수님의 12제자, 석가모니 부처님의 안한존자, 그리고 깨우쳐 오신 미륵 부처님의 공사상을 세상에 알린 태명혜우스님. 출가 그리고 수행. 석가모니 불께 수기를 받고 미륵 부처님을 만나 미륵 불법을 펴기까지 조회수 100만 회를 돌파한 태명혜우스님의 출가 수행기. 불교의 현주소. 천도되지 못한 부모님과 끝없는 천도제의 굴레. 정직한 수행자의 비참했던 과거부터 깨우쳐 오신 생불 용화미륵부처님을 마주하기까지. 거짓 천도제와 잘못된 가르침으로부터 기도하고 빌어서는 이룰 수 없다는 진리를 깨닫기까지. 살아계신 미륵 부처님의 몸에서 나오는 광명의 빛을 처음 마주한 살아있는 증인의 생생한 목소리와 진리를 관통하는 깨우친 출가 수행기. 태명혜우스님의 출가 수행기. 지금 바로 확인하세요.